be back home here in Seattle. Some moves. Dave Valley joining us here. Mike Blauer's getting a night off. Mariners making a couple of moves. It's September. With these kinds of things happen, it's the first time the Mariners will tee it up here this month. You've got Ben Gamel, who was just obtained from the Yankees. Jesus Sucre, his wife's giving birth tonight. He'll be here tomorrow, hopefully. And Evan Scribner coming off the 60-day disabled list.
Yeah, Scribner's been on the DL the entire year, but he's down in Tacoma. He made 8 appearances. He had re-injured a right lat that he had hurt last year in September, but this guy is a strike thrower. He's got a fastball, slider, and change. Last year with Oakland, he had 64 strikeouts and only 4 walks.
Young man Ben Gamel, International League MVP, was Rookie of the Year a couple of years ago, brings a lot of athleticism.
Yes, he does. He's a left-handed hitting outfielder. He can play all 3 outfield positions, but he's a center fielder by trade. But with Martin out there, he's going to be using the left field and right field. You mentioned good athleticism. He's got good speed. He had 19 stolen bases in the International League to go along with that MVP.
Hey, it's a Mariner game. That means a left-hander's going to go for the opposition. It's Brett Oberholzer. We saw him last June with Houston. He really stuck it to the Mariners. He goes against Ariel Miranda, our Lexus pitching matchup.
Yeah, Oberholzer only making his 2nd start of the year. He had his last one on Saturday. Threw only 59 pitches because he's been in the bullpen the entire year. But he probably won't throw over 80 pitches. That'll probably be his max. But, you know, lifetime against the Mariners, he has been good. 4-0 with an 0.75 ERA.
Those are some sterling numbers. Meanwhile, for Miranda, I'd like to see him get deep. That's been the theme almost every time out.
Yeah, the Mariners haven't won any of his last 3 starts. He's 0-1 with a 5.52. But for him, the most important thing is going to be command. He's had 8 walks over his last 3 starts. He has to establish strike one. It's going to be really important for the young left-hander to work ahead in this game. You've got a couple of Angels that are really swinging the bats, and they can hurt you if you fall behind.
Mariners on this last road trip outscored 49-24. It's going to be good to get Nelson Cruz back here tonight. When we come back, we're going to hear from the boomstick, baby, when we get back here on the Mariners pregame show. Here in Root Sports, being brought to you by Safeco Insurance. Find a local agent at safeco.com. By your local Ford stores. And by the Emerald Queen Casino, welcoming 80s power pop star Rick Springfield, Jesse's Girl, October 1st. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Cloudy night, a little bit of rain, and moments ago here at Safeco Field with the roof covering us up. Young lady giving it and blowing it up with Vidal Nuno. Send it down to Jen Mueller. We got some good news. We got a good guy. The big man's back in the 4th spot in the lineup tonight for the Mariners.
He is indeed, and there's a couple of pieces of good news. Reinforcements started arriving today for the Mariners in the form of September call-ups, and Scott Serve is wasting no time in getting one of his newly acquired players in the lineup, and that is Ben Gamel, who will be starting in the outfield and leading off. But the guy everybody really wants to talk about is Nelson Cruz, who is back in that leadoff spot after missing the last couple of games in Texas with a hand injury that caused him to lose the feeling in the fingers on his left hand. 3 straight days of rest put the boomstick back on track.
Better. I mean, I guess you just got to play, you know. It feels normal, and I'm just glad to be back in the lineup.
So the tingling and kind of losing feeling in your fingers, that's gone away?
Yeah, even the string is better, so that's the most important thing, you know, to grab the bat. That's what you need.
So you won't be thinking about it at the plate?
I guess no. I was swinging in MVP. It feels good. So, I mean, again, you're just thinking about put the ball in play.
So Cruz is back in the lineup, and Russell Wilson taking a night off of football to throw out the first pitch. Felix Hernandez behind the plate. Russell a little bit low. Nice scoop by the king, Felix Hernandez. It will be Ariel Miranda on the mound for the Mariners, though, when first pitch comes your way next on Root Sports.
Welcome, everybody, to Seattle. The Mariners playing their first game of the month of September. Rainy conditions. Of course, we've got the roof keeping us dry as we welcome you to Safeco Field. The Angels are in town for the final time this season, and it's time to get going for the Mariners. They're 4 games back in a wild card chase. Dave Sims, Dave Valley with you in the Root Sports crew. Let's take a look at the Angels batting order that will face Ariel Miranda.
You got Yunel Escobar at the top, hitting .320, doing a nice job of setting the table for guys like Mike Trout, who's been on fire in the month of August, hitting .349 with 6 home runs. It's been the middle part of their order that's been doing the damage as of late. Albert Pujols and C.J. Cron leading this club to 5 straight wins and winners of 7 of 8. Ariel Miranda, the left-hander, takes the mound here tonight. He's 1-1 with a 5.70 ERA, over 23 2/3. He's walked 9 and struck out 18. Opponents hitting .283. Defensively, you've got Heredia, Martin, and Gamble out in right field. Lee, Cano, Marte, and Seager across the infield, and Mike Zunino behind the dish. In his last start, Ariel Miranda went 4 innings, gave up 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks. That's what we're trying to look for here tonight, to start off working ahead and eliminate some of those bases on balls.
First pitch to Escobar in there for a called strike 1. Home plate umpire David Rackley. Alfonso Marquez at first, Ramon De Jesus at second, and Larry Vanover at third. 67 degrees. Winds are calm, roof extended. Miranda, quick worker, 1-1, swing on a miss.
Escobar having a nice year, hitting .320, 3 home runs and 34 RBIs out of that leadoff spot.
Fouled off. Got it up and in. Yunel Escobar having a great year. Hitting at .320. Miranda working in a good groove already. 1-2 pitch, fouled off. Escobar tied for third with Mookie Betts batting in the American League behind Altuve and Pedroia. Did not go as they check with Alfonso Marquez.
Miranda trying to throw a little backdoor slider right there. Almost got Escobar to bite.
Back Angels feeling real good about themselves. They swept Cincinnati. Back home in Anaheim, 9-2, 4-2, and 3-0. Prior to that, they took 2 out of 3 at Detroit and 2 out of 3 at Toronto. They won 5 consecutive and 7 of the last 8. This is a ball club that went through an 11-game losing streak from early to mid-August. Ball 3.
That one just up and inside from Miranda, trying to come in. Been trying to paint that outside corner.
Cole Calhoun's on deck. Escobar doing his job, building a pitch count on Miranda.
I hate to see that happen with the very first batter. Miranda throwing strikes and Escobar just continuing to foul them off.
3-2, one more time. Walked him. Let's take a listen to David Rackley, the home plate umpire. Oh, is this Escobar? That is Escobar. You're right. It's Escobar. I heard that early, the first couple of pitches. It reminds me of Adrian Beltre. You always hear him during the course of a ball game.
And I think he may have gotten away with that one too, because that did catch a piece of the corner. That no might have turned the umpire's decision.
Been a little. Now you're a catcher. You use various and sundry ways to try to influence an umpire.
Always.
To help your ball
Always.
club. Did you ever do a little, a little commentary like that or what?
Not right after the pitch. Oh, I mean, he was starting to respond before that pitch was actually in the catcher's glove.
Exactly. One of Calhoun bounced foul.
But typically it would be very subtle, like, gosh, I really like that one. Where did you have it? I look good. Can you give me a better look next time? So you're kind of questioning his call, but you're trying to do it in a nice way. You got to be. It's very close quarters there, right?
Yeah.
And for about three hours.
And the only people closer as a quarterback and a center.
And they're touching. So
exactly. 1-2. Already 13 pitches.
Calhoun, 13 home runs, 59 RBIs.
Another foul ball.
He's really become a spark plug for this Angels ball club.
Don't run on him. Going first to third. He's got 9 outfield. He's got 9 assists. Get close to 20 last year.
I think last year he kind of let everybody know, don't run on me. So they're probably not running on him as much as they have in the past.
Adam Eaton of the White Sox, we just saw him. He's got 17 assists. That tops all outfielders. Line drive, base hit. Ben Gamble first touch as a Mariner gets it back in.
There's a little slider right down out over the plate. Calhoun gets it a little bit off the fist, but dunks it right out there in front of Gamble in right field.
Mike Trout did some damage last time he was here, but we have to say we're glad to see Mike. He was in a car accident a few days ago, wrecked his car, and he came away okay. It was driving home after a game a couple of nights ago. He said his indicator on his side view mirror indicated somebody was coming behind him. In a nanosecond it took for him to look a little bit left. As he came back right straight ahead, there's a car stalled and he crushed it. And it could have been a lot worse. High drive, deep right center field. Look at the carry on this one. And Mike Trout has done it again to the Mariners in the first inning. A 3-run homer. Home run number 26, RBIs 85, 86, 87. And he continues to torment the Mariners.
Dave, he has just been on fire over the last 7 games. He's hitting .500, 6 extra base hits and 7 RBIs, and now leads off with this opposite field home run. Fastball right middle, thigh high. Danger zone for Mike Trout.
That's his baby right there.
And as you mentioned, that ball just continued to carry out there right over the 380 side. This ball has some serious hang time. We were watching Mike Trout during batting practice, and he hit a couple off the batter's eye in straightaway center field.
Best player in the game, and Albert Pujols, even at this stage of his career, is still quite formidable, and that's an understatement. He's been ripping it pretty good with 26 homers and 103 runs batted in.
What's so impressive is that 103 RBIs marks the 13th time that he's done that. He's only the 5th player in baseball history to have 13 100 RBI seasons.
Crazy.
Who were the other ones? Babe Ruth, Jimmy Fox, Lou Gehrig, Alex Rodriguez.
Trout, last time the Angels were here, Friday, August 5th, first inning, 3-run homer. Escobar had reached on a double, walked to Calhoun, and then Trout hit a 3-run homer. That was off of Felix. And the game, the Mariners eventually came back to win 6-4.
We've seen the Angels take some good swings off of Miranda so far here in the first inning.
Two pitch here to Pujols. Did not go. Count runs full.
There's a slider down and in. Albert Pujols able to hold that big stick coming through.
Through the 5-hole, but there is Mr. Cano for the first out. So 1 down.
Well, that shift works this time here. Goes right through the wickets of Miranda. Right to a waiting Robinson Cano behind second base.
Mentioned the Angels playing some good ball. 5 consecutive wins, 7 of their last 8. One of the reasons this man right here, C.J. Cron, is coming off disabled list, hitting 16 for his last 44, 364 clip. 8-game hitting streak.
We always talked about the Mariners, middle part of the order, Cano, Cruz, and Seager. These guys got a pretty strong threesome as well.
Cron coming back from a left-hand fracture. A tough start here in the first. Another Mike Trout 3-run homer. Teo Lee and Zunino give a good look. 2-2. In games that matter to the Mariners, how about this one? End of 6, Texas 10-3 at home against Houston. Yankees smoked at Baltimore 8-0 final. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Another full count. So a tough start here for Miranda. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Got him. Needed it. 2 down. Detroit leads at Kansas City 4-3, middle of the 6th.
Miranda comes right across the top of the strike zone and gets Cron to chase this pitch. Just high enough. Cron can't get on top of it.
6th man to the plate. Jeffrey Marte face Ariel Miranda. There's a strike. Marte swinging at 2, 6 for his last 11. So 0-2 here, 2 out, nobody on. Missed inside. Ball and 2 strikes.
Looked like Marte was trying to call timeout. Miranda had already started his windup.
Miranda, no decision August 16th against these Angels. But 5+ innings. That was in Anaheim. It's Mike Scioscia, Dean of Managers in the big league, 17th year. Guiding the Angels ball club. 1-2. Pitch count 35 for Miranda here in the first. Does not bode well.
22 of those were for strikes.
Ball and 2 strikes.
Leadoff hitter Yunel Escobar started this all off with a very long at-bat, which ultimately ended in a base on balls.
Foul up 9 pitches. That was crunched down the line. Gone. Oh, he got on that one, didn't he? Jeffrey Marte, his 12th home run, 34th run batted in.
Yeah, this is great. After working ahead, Miranda comes inside with a fastball. Marte very strong. This ball gets out of the ballpark very quickly on the line. You see Mike Zunino set up down and in. He gets that ball right where they were trying to go to. But Marte able to pull his hands inside it, keep this ball fair.
All barrel, Dave. All barrel.
Well, you heard the sound of the crack of that bat. Yeah, 37 pitches already here in the first inning for Miranda.
Right off the get-go, Mariner hitters know what they have to do. They got to generate some quick offense. 4-0, 2 outs, first inning. Tampa Bay beat Toronto down in St. Pete 8-3. 12 foul ball so far here by the Angels in the first inning. As you look at Andrelton Simmons with that screaming line drive off the pitching elbow of James Paxton. Last time the Angels were here. He's the final fielding shortstop as we have in the entire game, Dave. He's something special.
Yeah, we saw him over in the National League with the Atlanta Braves for so many years. But yes, he is a gifted shortstop, no question about it.
Swinging a miss, got him. So that will do it. An inauspicious first inning. 4 runs on 3 hits. A Trout 3-run homer, and Marte a solo blast. Mariners coming to bat. Time for Ben Gamel, recently acquired from the New York Yankees organization, International League MVP. Get to see him in a couple of seconds. Here's a look at the rest of the Mariner batting order.
And Gamel making his major league debut for the Seattle Mariners here. Will be in that leadoff spot, but the good news is that Nelson Cruz, who's been out the last couple of days with that nerve issue in his hand, is back in the lineup against the left-hander Oberholzer. Oberholzer 1-0 with a 7 ERA, 59 innings in the third, 24 walks, 46 strikeouts, and opponents hitting .290 off the left-hander.
Angels acquired him off the waiver wire August 9th from the Phillies. Strike 1 to Gamel. Gamel, a center fielder by trade, very athletic. Jerry DiPoto telling us we're going to use him in the corners here with Martin manning center field. But this gives the Mariners this unit right now. Heredia, Martin, and Gamel as athletic outfielders the Mariners have had in quite some time. 1-1. Oberholzer, you might remember him with the Houston Astros, and he threw a beauty last June 15th at Houston. 10-0 win, 8 innings, 3 hits, 5 Ks, 2 walks. 3-1 to Gamel. The other thing he's got going for him, career against the Mariners, 4-0 with an 0.75 ERA. As you look at Guillermo Heredia. (3-1). And Gamel's aboard his first Mariner plate appearance. Gets on base. He was 1 for 8 with the Yankees.
Here's a look at the Angels defense here this evening. Marte, Trout, and Calhoun in the outfield. Escobar, Simmons, Petit, and Crone around the infield, and Jet Bandy behind the dish. Oberholzer in that last start went 3 innings, gave up 3 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Used 59 pitches in his first start of the year for the Angels. He'd been out in the bullpen, and they're taking a look at him in that rotation.
Inside to Heredia, hitting at 204, homer and 4 runs batted in. Mariners saw Oberholzer on August 16th pitch an inning of relief. 7-6 Angels win.
Oberholzer needs to keep an eye on Gamble over there. Gamble with good wheels.
There's a strike. 1-1.
Left-hander not overpowering. Fastball in low 90s, 89, 90. Little slider. He needs to be very efficient and effective with his pitches as far as location.
1-1 pitch. Cued off the end of the bat. This begins the first of a 3-game series here with the Angels. Third and final time the Angels come to Seattle. Back in May, Angels won all 3 games. Their second visit in August, early August, the Mariners won all 3. Mariners are 4-3 down in Anaheim. One-two pitch. Ripped down the left field line. Let's see Gamble run. Cut that bag nicely, getting a wave off from Manny. He's coming to third. He's coming home. No throw. Scores from first and a double by Heredia, and the Mariners are on the board. It's 4-1 Angels. Good wheels. Really good running.
And some of the speed that we heard Jerry DiPoto talking about in the pregame show. Gamble gets off very quickly on this double by Heredia down the left field line. I was just focused on watching him make the turnaround second, and then ultimately coming around the third base bag. But he gives Maniacta every reason to send him right here, cutting the bags nicely, not even drawing to throw at home.
Wow, some good lean on the turn there, Dave.
Got to cut that bags efficiently. We saw him do that.
Very nice. Very nice.
Gamble had 19 stolen bases en route to being named MVP of the International League this year.
Here come the Mariners. Team meeting led by Robinson Cano before the game, and I'm told Robbie did all the talking. No doubt his message, let's make this a September to remember. So Ben Gamble, early dividends here, a walk and scoring from first and a double to left.
You gotta kind of like the walk. You know, he didn't go up there just starting to hack. He was patient, stuck with his game plan. Ended up getting the Mariners on the board.
Ben Gamble already making a contribution. Sets up nicely for Cano, 5th in the league in hits. He's got a 5-game hitting streak working.
Robbie over his last 10 games hitting .459. I think the best part seeing him go through the month of August. He didn't see that kind of downturn that you see a lot of players go through in the month of August. The dog days of summer.
Amen. 1-1 pitch. 3 defenders right side of the infield. They pull it that way and it will stay foul. All right, Val, you played a lot of years up here. Mariners 4 games back in a wild card chase for that second spot. I mean, mathematically it's still there. They need some things to start working a little bit better. They've been outscored badly here in this last road trip, but I mean, you got to go into this really optimistic.
Well, we weren't in there when Robbie had the team meeting, but my guess is he was telling the club, look, what just happened this past week, forget about it. Leave it behind. Don't drag it into tonight's game. They had the day off yesterday to kind of get reset, refocused. But 4 games, as quickly as they seemingly fell out of it, they could turn it around over the next week as well by playing some good baseball. Baseball that they're capable of playing.
Game's already gone final. Baltimore beat the Yankees 8-0. Texas on top of Houston 10-5 now in the 7th. That's in Arlington. Another team the Mariners are watching, Kansas City. Pitch. And he went fishing. Came up empty. 1 out.
Little changeup right here from the left-hander. Robbie gets started and unable to hold up. He just kind of waves at that changeup down and away.
Here's Nelson Cruz. A chance to talk to him before the game, and he's showing me along the left forearm where that nerve was a little bit pinched and affected his fingers. Said he's about right now at about spring training strength in that hand, but said the day off did him a lot of good. Got about 11 hours sleep the last couple of nights, so he needed it and taking it work.
But let's be clear about something. Nelson Cruz spring training strength
is pretty darn good.
It's pretty strong. Very strong.
If Nelly can pick up Heredia at second base with 1 out.
One of the good things about seeing Nelson Cruz in the lineup here tonight is his success against left-handers. He has 14 against left-handers this season.
And he's due for one of those little breakouts. Valley's 0 for his last 8.
That just means somebody's going to pay.
Takes a strike. All 2 strikes, and
well, it
didn't
right.
have to be.
Yeah, he didn't like that one.
Oberholzer, 27 years old, out of Christiana, Delaware. Long foul ball. Been a while since Mr. Cruz went deep. August 22nd against the Yankees. Mike Scioscia, Charlie Nagy, the pitching coach. One-two pitch. Wow, he rang him up, and that was right on the border. Cruz did not like that. They're 2 down.
Yeah, I think part of the problem right there was a lot of hesitation in making that call right there. You got the catcher trying to go up and away, and that fastball comes down and in. Looks like he does catch that inside corner.
So 2 outs. Here's Kyle Seager. 3 consecutive years now, 25 or more home runs, and 5 consecutive years, 5 of 20 or more home runs.
Kyle just keeps getting better and better. The more years he has under the belt, the smarter he is.
Good looking numbers. Trying to get to Oberholzer, who's 4-0 against the Mariners. Yellow armbands and the ribbons there. Mariners raising awareness for childhood cancer, part of MLB's industry-wide effort. Today is Childhood Cancer Awareness Day. 1-1 to Kyle. A variety of on-field elements, including wearing gold ribbons and decals and wristbands. We had our gold ribbon decals on during our on-camera segment. 1-1. Foul off.
That's one thing I really admire about Major League Baseball and their desire to use the platform for awareness on so many important issues throughout the United States and around the world.
It's in partnership with Stand Up to Cancer, and MLB encourages clubs to support this new initiative. Ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at second, a run in on the RBI double by Heredia. Crowd keeping AB alive.
This is one of the areas where Kyle, I think, has really improved year after year, is his approach against left-handed pitchers. Continue to see improvement in the power numbers. Just really starting to understand. I think Edgar Martinez has had a big impact on him in this. Taking what the pitcher gives you, not trying to do too much when you fall behind.
.233 hitter against lefties with 9 home runs. Outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at second. Holtzer ready. 2-2. Mariners have fouled off their share of pitches here in the first inning. Angels fouled off 12 the top half of this frame. There are the numbers for Mr. Seager to this point.
I was going to say, we've seen some long at bats already here tonight.
Yeah. One more time at 2-2. Now it's run forward. Second full count for Oberholzer. On deck, Day-Hole lead.
Saw Heredia throw 37 pitches in that top of the first. Here, Oberholzer has thrown 26 already. And remember, this is only his second start. He's probably only going to last about 70 to 80 pitches max.
He's eating up a lot of them right now. 3-2. Coming in is Calhoun. He broke back. And Petit gives way to Cole. Heredia gets the Mariners on the board. Great speed by Gamble as advertised. Mariners on the board here. It's a 4-1 Angel lead. Safeco Field. We take a look at our Coors Banquet timeless moment. Ben Gamble, AAA Scranton Wilkes-Barre, 116 games, 308 batting average, 26 doubles, 51 ribs, 19 stolen bases, earned him International League MVP. Congratulations, and good to have him here with the Mariners. And starting immediately in right field. All right, let's see what Miranda can do in the second inning. Through 41 pitches. In the first, he's got catcher Jet Bandy. Ball 1. That'll be Bandy, Gregorio Petit, and Yunel Escobar. 8, 9, and 1 here for the ball club from Anaheim.
As you look at the Mariners over the past 10 days, you could start to see the areas that they have struggled in. Has been their starting pitchers not being able to go deep. Starters are only 1-6 with an ERA of 6.08.
Problematic. Called strike 2 to Bandy, a little leaguer. Felix Hernandez and good friend Franklin Gutierrez. We're going to see Felix against Texas in the opener of that series. Popped up. Cano gives way to Gamble. Cano was playing behind the bag. Tomorrow, make Safeco Field your man cave for guys' night out when the Mariners take on these Angels at 6:10. Get a ticket, first drink for $35 through this ticket special. Thanks to EQC. Visit mariners.com/guys for tickets and details.
Tonight is ladies' night out, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Here at the ballpark.
Back to backers. Second baseman Gregorio Petit. 259 hitter, 2 home runs, 15 runs batted in. Dae-Ho Lee, playable for him. Two away as we get back to the top of the order, and Escobar. We get to not only watch him hit, watch him his own comments on what the umpire is calling, trying to dictate
sway
things.
the decision.
Yes. Make new friends and influence people. A long at bat, drill walk, scoring on the 3-run homer by Trout. 9 pitch at bat, first time. It'll be a base hit. Fourth hit for the Angels, comes with 2 outs.
Escobar with a nice short stroke right here. Fastball out over the plate. Goes with the pitch and delivers a line drive single to right. Good look right there on Primera Slupermo.
Old Calhoun, base hit to right. Strike 1. Ten pitches so far in this inning for Miranda. Calhoun, like Rougned Odor getting more attention, but when you started the year, nice pieces on your ball club. Odor is going to be a 30 home run guy. He's killing the Mariners.
Yeah, both they're very similar too.
Yeah.
Very high quality defensive players, smart players,
gamers too. Calhoun strikes out. A much better inning for Miranda in the second. Gives up a hit, strands a runner. Coming up for the Mariners, Dae-Ho Lee, Martin, and Zunino. sponsor of the BNSF Blast. By Frontier Communications, providers of next-generation Fios TV and Internet. And by Safeco Insurance. Find a local agent at safeco.com. Good look at the Walla Walla Frontier Days Fair. Dates back to 1866, held each year in southeastern Washington on Labor Day weekend.
I was getting dizzy just looking at that shot.
Oh, man, you can remember class. And remember class trips back in the day and seeing some guys. Really, that's all we know what you had for lunch. Dae-Ho Lee leading off, swinging it well. Last 2 ball games, 5 for his last 9. Quick 0-2 hold though to Brett Oberholzer. And he goes the other way for a base hit. 6 for his last 10. Nice work for Dae-Ho Lee. Scott Servais said he wanted to see him get his swag back, and it's working. If you won Washington's lottery, would you buy cotton candy for everyone in the ballpark? Yeah, why not? In the city? Well, it's up to you. Download the mobile app and play today. Second Mariner hit. Yes, indeed. As we say all the time, pal, Mom brought the hand sanitizer. If not, I got something here for you, pal. This Martin. Escobar, a couple steps in at third. That's why. Ball 1.
It's good to see Dae-Ho Lee go to right field. We saw him do that a lot earlier on in the season.
1-0 pitch. Played off it. See if Martin can get back to where he was early in the season. We had that nice short dynamic stroke. It was powerful. He's hitting home runs. He's got a career best 14 home runs. Second half of the season has not been as productive.
I think there's a tendency when you start hitting home runs, then you start thinking about hitting home runs. And that causes your swing to get a little bit longer. You start reaching back for a little bit more power. Hole on the right side for Martin.
A lot of room for him. 3-0. Big strike.
Mike Zunino waiting on deck.
Mariners trying to get to Oberholzer. 3-1 pitch. Takes it for ball 4. 2-man board for Mike Zunino. Time now for a CenturyLink What's Next. Tomorrow's matchup, Tyler Skaggs, Taijuan Walker. Taijuan bidding for win number 5. Tell you what, I liked what he did in Chicago, working inside. Yeah, he hit three guys. But
that's all right.
Thank you very much.
It's all right. There is a thing about putting a little bit of apprehension. Some people can call it fear that you're going to be coming inside with that 96, 97 mile-an-hour fastball, and sometimes it's going to get away and you're going to hit guys, and hey, that's just part of the game.
First 2 men of reads. Let this be a slump-busting night for Mike Zunino. 0 for his last 20. Ball 1. Got a little bit away from what we saw when he came back the second time when he was shorter to the ball. It's got a little bit long again. There's a 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike.
It's all about trusting that process.
Exactly.
Not being afraid to let that ball travel deeper into the zone. Not always being so concerned about pulling the ball.
We've seen him go deep on the right field. Did it once here, did it once down in Anaheim. Inside corner. This is David Rackley.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt that he has the power to hit the ball out to any part of the ballpark, and I think that's the best way for him to have that approach towards the middle part of the field. Still quick enough with his hands to pull an inside fastball.
Saw him do that in his first game. Second time up. 1-2 pitch here outside. Just joining us. Angels in town, and you can almost know by reading the score in the first inning. Damage done by. Yep, Mike Trout, 3-run homer. Jeffrey Marte homered as well. Mariners got a run back when Heredia doubled in Ben Gamble, the newest Mariner, led off Mariners home first with a walk. 2-2. Now Mike Zunino's worked a 3-2 count with a couple of minutes of work to tell Marte's on deck.
Well, we mentioned how important it is for Oberholzer to have his command, and right now, falling behind, going deep into the counts. Mike Zunino's going to be looking for a mistake right here. 3-2. Oberholzer's got to come in.
See if he can pound one as far as he can hit it. 3-2 pitch, 2 on, 4-1. Angels fouled it off. Go 3-2 to Mike Zunino. Nobody out. Fouled it off.
Mike's fouled off a fastball right there, a little slider down out of the zone, but he's protecting and battling.
Dae-Ho Lee lead off single to right. Martin walked.
Get the feeling that tonight could be a slugfest.
I hear you. Have ample room in the scorecard. 3-2 to Mike. Takes for ball 4. They are loaded up for Ketel Marte and nobody out. Oberholzer's third walk. Dae-Ho Lee goes the third. Martin the second.
That last pitch was his 43rd. In his last start on Saturday, he threw only 59 pitches, going 3 innings. He's quickly approaching that number here in only the bottom of the second.
Charlie Nagy, good right-hander in his day with Cleveland. Pitching coach. Mike Butcher moved over to Arizona. These kinds of spots like this, Marte and the Mariners got to make some noise. No career grand slams as of yet for Mr. Marte. They're loaded up. Zunino. You got Martin at second. Dae-Ho Lee at third.
Home run would be nice, but a triple would be kind of fun to watch.
Oh yeah. We like to say plenty of green out there for the young man. Bases loaded, nobody out. And he looks at strike 1. Jhoulys Chacin is warming up for the Angels. The 0-1. Great opportunity to get to a guy who's tormented the Mariners. A 4-0 career mark with an 0.75 ERA. There's a 1-1 pitch. A little late. These are the opportunities you have to take advantage of. For the
the Seattle Mariners to be able to put some runs up on the board to start to advance guys with nobody out here, bases loaded. Got to make them count.
Trout moving over to his left in center field. On this 1-2 pitch here to Marte. Off the fist, foul back.
Last fastball at 89 miles an hour. It does seem like he's just a tick off.
Great opportunity.
First couple of pitches were change-ups that he was trying to induce a ground ball, and he's been coming hard.
Here comes the 1-2. Got enough left to foul it off.
It was that changeup. Got it a little bit elevated in the strike zone.
Bases loaded, nobody out. Great chance here for the Mariners. 1-2 pitch to Marte. Line drive. Right field. That'll score Day-Hole. Everybody moves up 90. Cole Calhoun gets it back in. Mariners now trail 4-2. RBI for Marte is 25th. Good two-strike hitting, Val.
Just a good at-bat right there by Marte. Fell behind in the count and just started to battle. Started to try to put the ball in play. Not trying to do too much, and ultimately he gets a pitch down out of the strike zone. Serves it out there into right field. Day-Hole coming around to score. Martin having to hold up at first base with the strong throwing arm of Cole Calhoun in right.
Well, how about this opportunity now for Ben Gamble in his second plate appearance as a Mariners first game, and here comes Mike Scioscia. Is going to man, this guy already went out and got his jersey. How about that? That's quick. Scioscia's seen enough as we play here in the second, and Oberholzer has been chased. The bases are loaded, a run in, and nobody out. Baseball brought to you by T-Mobile, and congratulations to all 7 Mariner minor league affiliates there in the playoffs. Tacoma, Jackson, Bakersfield, Clinton, Everett, the rookie Arizona League team, and down in the Dominican Summer League. They all made the playoffs. Bodes well as we move forward. Brett Oberholzer can't get out of the second inning.
Oberholzer threw only 49 pitches here this evening, as the Mariners are threatening here again in the bottom of the second, already one across.
Phillies Chassin takes over.
Chassin has been in 27 games. He's 5-8 with a 5.42 ERA. Opponent's hitting a robust 283 off the right-hander.
So Martin's at third now. Zunino at second. Marte at first. Chassin had made 13 starts for the Angels, now in the pen. He's got Ben Gamble, who walked on a 3-1 pitch and then scored on the Heredia double in the first inning.
Gamble's got a nice presence in the box right now.
International League MVP. 1-0. 2-0. Chance to do some damage here. Nobody out, bases loaded, a run in. Good eye, 3-0. Already 1 free in 6 games with the Yankees. Spent most of the season in the International League, spent in Wilkes-Barre. Count at 3-0. Taken all the way, 3-1. Mike Scioscia seems pitching struggling tonight. 3-1 here to Gamble. Broken bat, foul ball to bat. Exploded. C.J. Cron is glad he was following the ball because the bat went to pretty much where he was. Casey Candello will retrieve. Meanwhile, top 8 in Arlington, Texas, 10-8 over Houston.
That ball hitting right off the tip of the bat, splitting it right down the middle. Half the barrel, pinwheeling down there towards Crone.
That is a scary sight. Martin, Zunino, and Marte, the base runners, with nobody out. Payoff pitch here coming to Ben Gamble, and it is down low, ball 4. So a 4-3 ball game as Gamble picks up an RBI and a bases loaded walk. First Mariner RBI.
Really good at bat by Gamble, showing great patience up there at the plate.
4th walk of the ball game.
As a young player, you get up there with the bases loaded, you have this desire to make something happen. He showed that great patience, laying off a couple of close pitches early in that count.
Ready, an RBI double, first inning. Still nobody out, bases loaded. First pitch to Guillermo, and it's a strike. Ready at battling Gillis Chastain, who came over from Atlanta back on May 11th. Take 1-1.
Little slider right here to Heredia. He's able to hold up before that bat gets through the cylinder.
1-1. Pitch up in his eyes. Couldn't take care of it.
Chastain here with 9 pitches, 5 of them for balls, 4 for strikes. Could make a manager a little uncomfortable in the dugout.
Angels have won 5 consecutive games. The Mariners have lost 5 consecutive games. 1-2 to Heredia. Breaking ball. Escobar. He's got one there. Heredia running hard, coming home. Here's Marte. He's going to score. He kept on coming. The Mariners have a 5-4 lead. Boy, good hustle all around.
Really nice play over there at third base by Escobar. But given the fact that Heredia's run and probably a ill thought out throw over to first base, Good base running by Martin right here as he picks it up. I'm sorry, Marte coming around third base and scoring.
Mariners taking the lead here. There's Robinson Cano with the runner at first and one out. Oberholzer struck out Robbie on a 2-2 pitch, a breaking ball in the dirt. Pitch to Cano, runner does not go, and that pitch outside.
Take a look at the slide right here. Nice play by Escobar. Gamble running hard. All over that bag at second base.
And Heredia, that last third of the way up the line, was really busting it. 1-0 to Robbie. Line drive, base hit. Heredia to second. He'll hold right there with Calhoun's arm at third. Out in right field. So, inning continues. Base hit for Cano extends his hitting streak to 6 ball games.
Robbie gets this little sinker down and away, but stays with it. Gets that good extension right at the very end to get that barrel of the bat to the ball and drives this ball to right field.
A great inning, and it continues here. 1 out, 4 runs in, runners at first and second for Nelson Cruz, who struck out looking on a 1-2 pitch. Now he's the 8th man to the plate here in the second inning. Chop foul. Cruz 1 for 6 against Chelsea. Problematic here for Mike Scioscia. Meanwhile, Igor Martinez, hitting coach for the Mariners, liking what he sees so far. The Mariners are down 4-0 early and now have a 5-4 lead. That was his pitch right there, Val.
Yes, it was. Had a little good downward movement right there. A little slider from Chacin. He gets this ball right thigh high, middle of the plate. We've seen him do some damage on that pitch.
You know it. Got a battle here, 0-2. Nice stop by Jet Bandy, catcher. Ready at second, Cano at first. 1 out and a 1-2 pitch coming to Nelson Cruz. A 1-2 pitch. Slow roller. You're lucky to get 1. That's all they'll get. Runners move up. 2 down. Heredia to third, Cano to second with 2 outs. So Seager coming up, 9th man to the plate. A chance to pick up 2 more. What an opportunity here. They're going to put him on. Face the right-hand hitting Dale Lee. Now, what do you think? Do you want to see an intentional walk? Do you want to see pitches stay in, or do you want to just hold up the 4 fingers?
You know, let's see. We're about an hour and 15 into this one. Right there, I'd like to see just put them on. Put them on.
Bases loaded opportunity for Dale Lee batting for the second time here in the second inning. Singled and scored. Chance for Dale Lee. Put an exclamation point on this inning. Bases are loaded again. Breaking ball misses.
But we've seen Dejo's approach when runners are in scoring position. He's not thinking home run. He's at his best when he's starting to think right center field. Seen already with 21 pitches of his own in this inning.
To right field, Calhoun will not get it. Heredia scores. Right behind him is Cano as Calhoun bobbles out there. 2 more runs on the board for the Mariners. Now Seager at third. Thought about Kevin Home. The Mariners now have a 6th spot on the board here in the second inning, a 7-4 lead. Just as you talked about, Val. Put it in play. Yeah. Nice job.
You know, sometimes you try to do too much in those situations when a single gets the job done. When you have that approach, this ball's hitting right off the end of the bat. Calhoun has got some backspin. That's the kind of thing you like on your approach shots at the green, Dave.
Amen,
good spin. Little bite to the left. Calhoun goes down. Dejo comes up with a base hit and 2 RBIs.
Dale Lee 2 for 2 tonight. 7 for his last 11.
This has not been a pretty inning for the Angels pitchers right here.
And let me tell you something. After that road trip, this is just what the doctor ordered for the Mariners. 7 runs on 5 hits. No sense stopping now. Here's Martin.
One thing you're hoping that Ariel Miranda is staying loose in the Mariner dugout. He's been sitting there for about 30 minutes.
Martin, 11th man to the plate here in the second inning. He's got runners at the corners. Seager at third, Dale Lee at first. 2-0. He's going to get a good pitch here. So the offense has picked up the Mariners starter, Ariel Miranda, to say the least. Could be an action pitch here. 2-0. He takes it for ball 3. Zanino on deck for the second time this inning.
We've seen over 35 pitches here by Angels pitching staff.
If they turn him loose, 3-0. Takes a strike. 3-1. Martinez 1 for 4 against Chacin. Big pitch here, 3-1. Just joining us, some sunken hearts here in the first inning as Trout hit a 3-run homer and Marte added a solo blast. 4-0 for the Angels. Mariners got an Heredia RBI double in the first inning, and now here in an elongated second inning, 11th man to the plate is Martin, his second time up. He's battling 3-2, 2 out, runners at the corners. Takes it, the bases are loaded again. Zanino with a chance to do some damage. He walked earlier in this frame. Nothing like pennant chase baseball, Val.
Chacin really struggling to find that strike zone. Now with 28 pitches, 16 of them have been for balls.
Mike Zunino. Big opportunity here. Ball one. Chassin struggling mightily since coming on. There's the 1-0. What an important inning this is. A huge morale booster, Val, after the rocky first inning and coming off the bad road trip.
You said it, this is exactly what the Mariners needed. Anytime pitchers get over 25 pitches, they are really subject to giving up some damage.
1-1. Ball two.
Chassin here with 31 pitches. I believe Oberholzer had 11 before he was removed in this inning.
Mike's the 12th hitter here in the second inning. It has been a very productive frame. 2-1. Miranda, base hit. That'll kill a couple of more in here. Dejo Lee scores. Check that Singer scores as Lee goes to third, and it's now an 8-4 Mariner lead. Base is still loaded.
Well, this game got turned around quickly, didn't it, Dave? Mariners score one in the first, now 6 here as Zunino rips this one into left field. Pitch on the inside part of the plate, but elevated. As Zunino finds a hole on the left side, drives in Kyle Seager.
23rd RBI for Mike. 13th man coming to the plate, Ketel Marte. Wow, what an inning. No sense stopping now. Line drive, base hit. Here comes Dejo Lee. Right behind him, Martin. Throw not in time. Hey now. A 9-run second inning, 10-4 Mariners.
Talk about a morale booster. Ketel Marte rocketing this one into right field. As Leonis Martin runs through the stop sign of Maniacta over at third base. Giving a little respect to the arm of Cole Calhoun. Just a fastball down middle part of the plate. He hits it off the end of the bat, so it's not hit very hard to right. Martin running through that stop sign ends up scoring.
My goodness, 14th man to the plate. Here's Ben Gamble again. His third plate appearance. He's walked twice. Delivered an RBI and a bases loaded walk and scored. Time called. About my 10th year, I've never seen an inning by Mariner Ball Club like this.
This has been interesting. That is for sure. Not a pretty one for the Angels, but the Mariners taking advantage of the opportunity that's been given to them.
Ball one to Gamble. 14th hitter in the inning. 9 runs ties the most in an inning this season. San Diego, they put up a 9 spot in that great comeback. Here's a 1-0 off the end of the bat. Wow, do you have to go back to Little League to think the last time you said 14th man to the plate?
Wow.
I mean, that's crazy. Zunino and Marte, the base runners. 1-1 to Gamble. Breaking ball. Well, this kid's got a good discerning eye here in his Mariner debut.
I don't think we've seen him go after one pitch outside of the strike zone.
Two 1 pitch. 2-2.
A nice pass at that fastball. Somebody, Edgar Martinez, will have an impact on this young man as he starts to get his feet wet here in the big leagues, starts to develop.
Well, he's looking for some green out there on a 2-2 pitch. 2 out, 2 on. Outside full count. He's run a 3-ball 1 count, a 3-2 count, another 3-2 count. Club record for the Mariners. Runs in an inning, 11. Ready is on deck. He's already driven in 2.
See if Jacin comes right in after him on a full count.
Gamble was Jacin's first hitter earlier in this inning after Oberholtz will get pulled. 3-2. Strike 3 called, but in the inning, 9 runs on 6 hits, no errors, 2 left, 10-4 Mariners. For 10-4 Mariners. Time now for a Geico This Date in MLB history. Take you back to 1990. One of the great right-handers of his time, Dave Stieb, throws a no-no against the Indians. It's the 9th no-hitter in Major League Baseball that season. Stieb had lost 3 no-hit attempts with 2 outs in the 9th before finally getting one.
He was a tough at-bat.
Oh, man. Good pitch. 0-1 here to Mike Trout. 3-run homer, first pitch he saw, first inning. Trout, Pujols, and Crone, 3-4-5 coming up. What a great inning by the Mariners. 9 runs on 6 hits. They left 2. 14 men came to the plate.
Best thing is to see that Miranda's come out throwing strikes, jumping ahead of Mike Trout.
Well, here we go. This tells you about how good a player Mike Trout is. Look at those names in front of him. You go to baseballreference.com. Look at the leaderboard. Trout, Trout, bold letters. Trout, Trout.
How about this stat? 25 home runs and 100 RBIs 5 times prior to his age 25 campaign. He's the only one. The only one in baseball history.
That is phenomenal. And a good dude on top of it. count to Mike. As you mentioned, last visit in, hit a 3-run homer back on Friday, August 5th against Felix, a 3-run homer in the first. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Foul off.
Miranda certainly can't sleep on this lineup as well.
No way.
Trout has been on fire. Albert Pujols and Crone, all three of these hitters in the middle part of their lineup, doing some damage lately.
Angels have won 5 consecutive games in 7 of their last 8. And not what he had in mind, walking Trout to start the 3rd inning.
Yeah, especially they jumped out 0-2.
Here's up Albert Pujols, grounded out to Cano.
That's what Miranda will be looking to do with Pujols, get a ground ball. The Angels have grounded into 126 double plays this season. That's the most in Major League Baseball.
Used one here. I hope that Albert hits one right at Marte. Pujols grounded in at 19 double plays this season. 1-0. Tell you what, he can still turn. It was launched.
Yeah, Albert having quite a second half. 43 RBIs. It's the best in baseball since the All-Star break.
Albert, 36 years old. Pitch.
Remember when he was 20 years old, they came in here preseason, St. Louis Cardinals, and Mike Easler told me.
Mike, the hitman.
The hitman.
Down the line, it is hooking foul.
And Mike Easler was my hitting coach when I was with the Boston Red Sox.
Boy,
he goes, Val, come here. He goes, come watch this kid. He is special. The hitman was right on the money.
Yeah. Albert's got showed us some crazy numbers that Trout has. Albert's in a lot of all-time list. Jumps on a pitch up high. Seager for 1. There's your double play. Yes, indeed. Right on time.
Double play number 127 for the Angels. Miranda gets Pujols out in front on this pitch. Rolls just a perfect ground ball to Kyle Seager as Robbie Cano finishes it off.
C.J. Crone, next hitter, struck out a 3-2 pitch, fouls this one back.
Takes a healthy cut.
That left-handed he fractured, feeling a heck of a lot better.
Came off the disabled back in August 20th. Been hitting .364 with 3 home runs.
Ball and 2 strikes. Miranda deals 1-2. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Miranda does his job as the ball club puts 9 on the board. He comes back with a 0. It's 10-4 Mariners. 10-4 Mariners on top of the Angels. First of 3 here. Labor Day weekend. Good to have you with us. And whether you bring family, friends, neighbors, or teammates, you're going to save with a Grand Slam family package. Enjoy a ticket, a hot dog, and a Pepsi at package value price thanks to Safeco Insurance. Next event, Wednesday against the Rangers. 7:10 start. Tickets at mariners.com. Jhoulys Chacín going to have to eat some innings here tonight for the Angels. He's got Heredia, Cano, and Cruz here in the home third. 35-minute half inning. Val in the second inning. Mariners sent 14 men to the plate, 9 runs on 6 hits, and they leave 2. There was an error.
That'll give a manager gray hair.
Ooh.
A lot of pitches
What's left
thrown.
of it.
One of the things that I noticed mostly in that last inning was the Mariners' patience up at the plate. Had some key walks. Gamble really showing some patience. Having 2 walks already here tonight. Their approach with 2 strikes. We've seen a lot of foul balls. More pitches that are thrown by the opposing pitcher, the more mistakes they're ultimately going to make. And we've seen quite a few of them here tonight.
Another foul ball. Got Jet Bandy, the catcher. Oberholzer started an inning, 3 hits, 5 runs all earned, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. Chacín has come in an inning, 4 hits, 5 runs all earned, 3 walks, and a strikeout.
He has more pitches now at 40. Is that 43 than Oberholzer threw?
Yeah, Oberholzer. Oof, man, I tell you what. You know what? Keep pounding them. Calhoun might have a play. Long run. He did not get it. Or did he? He just missed. Gave it a heck of an effort.
Looks like a fan might have gotten in his way right here.
Mike Scioscia and company are checking the video.
Oh, it looked like that glove was there.
He had a chance. I'll let it ride.
Yeah, I think that ball was in the stands. Had she not blocked it, she may have come up with that one.
Heredia swings and misses. There's one away here in the third. Let's take a look at the Mariners calendar. Brought to you by Slick Train. Month of September, it is here. First game tonight here for the Mariners. Yesterday a day off. 2 here. The Rangers come to town. Look forward to seeing them again. They did some damage on this last road trip. Then we go to the A's and the Angels. See them. These 2 teams for the last time. And then Houston. Final visit here to Safeco Field. She popped up, playable. Escobar foul territory, 2 down. Comes Nelson Cruz. There's a strikeout, looking at a ground out to second. Strike 1. Fly ball. Jhoulys Chacín on relief for Brent Oberholzer. LEO2 struck him out. 3rd strikeout for Chacín. Mariners go quietly in the 3rd but lead 10-4. Mariners baseball and root sports being brought to you by the National Electrical Contractors Association Cascade Chapter, investing in our future. By the Vintage Aircraft Weekend at Payne Field, September 2nd through the 4th. Tickets at vintageaircraftweekend.org. And by CHI Franciscan Health, the Mariners partners in Northwest Health. Learn to stay Northwest healthy at nwhealthy.org. That's Jake riding the mechanical bull.
Hang on. Hang on, buddy.
Frontier days in Walla Walla, Washington. It was going a lot slower than the one I rode in Gillies in 1981. As one of the only two black guys in that building at the time, and you're going to stay on that bull till I say you get off. Never forget it. NBA Finals 1981.
Well, that just hurts my back watching that.
Oh, jeez. That operator was a lot more charitable than what I got.
Gillies, wasn't that the place where they shot Urban Cowboy?
Yes, sir. Where's the mechanical bull? It's over there, and it's going to kick your butt. Old Sidewinder told us. Marte, Simmons, and Bandy here in the 4th. Simmons, your thoughts to check that. Miranda, your thoughts to this point.
Well, struggled clearly in that first inning when he gave up 4 runs, but has really settled down. I like the fact that he's starting to throw strikes. He's working ahead. That's what this young man needs to do.
Here comes Gamble. Nicely done. He read it beautifully off the bat.
Gamble gets a good jump out there. Remember, he is a center fielder by trade. But with Martine out there in right field, you've got a very athletic center fielder roaming the right field portion of the outfield.
Big glove out there. When Jerry Dipoto was on the pregame show and we had a chance to chat with him as he was leaving, he was very proud of the fact that the athleticism had gone up significantly with this trio. Here's Simmons, struck out on a 1-2 pitch. Seager vacuum that baby up. 2 down.
Gold Glover with another dazzling play over at the hot corner. This ball is just hit on a 1-hop line to his backhand. Kyle catches it, gathers it, gets off a nice throw, accurate throw over to first base.
Simmons got to be pretty hacked off. Hitting that ball as hard as it did. He got a pat on the back from Mike Scioscia as he went into the dugout. Quick 2 outs. Fine play by Kyle Seager. Here's Jet Bandy.
Well, now Andrelton knows what it feels like for all those ones that he steals over at the shortstop position.
Good call. Bandy fly to right. Miranda seems to be finding a nice rhythm with this 6-run cushion. 0-2. Just joining us, a 4 spot by the Angels, 3-run homer. Mike Trout first inning, followed by Marte 3 batters later with a homer. Mariners get an RBI double from Heredia first inning. Then they go for 9 runs on 6 hits, 14 men to the plate in the 2nd inning. Marte in the evening has 3 runs batted in. Zunino's got 1. Dale Lee's got 2. And Bandy strikes out. Miranda applauds himself as well. He should. He goes 1, 2, 3 in the 4th. Nice lead here for the Mariners at 10-4. spot in the second inning. That's how they built it. Take a look now at the Delta Airlines keep climbing standings. Wild card. Mariners at 4.5. Look at the competition here. The Yankees got blown out tonight in Baltimore. And let's see. Detroit, it was Baltimore 8-0. Boston leads Oakland 6-2. Detroit 7-6 at Kansas City. They rallied to get that victory. Kyle Seager leading off here for the Mariners in the 4th, followed by Daeho Lee and Leonis Martin. Texas closes out Houston 10-8. Tampa Bay beats Toronto 8-3. Seager hits it right to Simmons. 1 away. Hot hitting for Daeho Lee. Couple of hits to right field. He's driven in 2 runs. 7 for his last 11.
Yeah, the M's could really use Daeho getting hot, especially against left-handers who they have struggled against this year.
Mariners enter today's game a 20-30 record against left-hand starters, as opposed to 48-35 against righties. With 2 hold. Give him a big gap in left center field. And strike 3 call. Quick dismissal, 2 down. 4th strikeout for Chacin. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. There's Martin. He's walked twice and scored twice.
Good impressive swing by Leonis.
Well, he could be a difference maker if he can heat up again.
But just remembering early in this season what an impact he had when he started hitting home runs. I don't think the M's were really counting on him being.
There you go, base hit. That's a hard knock to right field as Calhoun gets it back in. 2 outs. Well done.
Yeah, there's that good short swing you were looking for, Dave.
Yep, makes a difference.
Fastball on the inside part of the plate, gets that bat hit right to the ball. Ball is hit very firmly out there to right field.
Here's Mike Zunino. 3rd plate appearance, walk, run scored, and an RBI single in the 2nd. Both of those appearances in that 2nd inning. Strike 1. Oh, 1 to Mike. Popped it up. Didn't miss the girder by too much. Caught a break. Caught a break.
Wow.
On E2.
Boy, Bandy didn't even have a chance at that one. Completely out of position. That ball just clanking off the left side of the glove.
You as a former catcher know that is a bad feeling, right?
You know, it's embarrassing. You know, that's something you take pride in. The pop-up. C.J. Cron looked like he was kind of camped over there as well. See if Mike can take advantage of this second opportunity.
Nope, not this time. Martin stranded at first. To the 5th inning we go. 10-4 Mariners. From Sound Transit's new Link Light rail stations on Capitol Hill or at the UW. For the best seats in the house, plan your trip at soundtransit.org. Girls' night out here at the ballpark. Yeah, you're on TV. Where I root. Good to have you with us. Ariel Miranda, 41 pitches, Val in the first inning, 39 cents over the last 3 innings.
Yeah, really started to settle down here. Started to work ahead. Made some quick work there in the 3rd and 4th inning against the Angels.
Nice to get him some run support too.
Yeah, I'm sure that took a lot of heat off of him, especially coming out in the top of the 1st inning and giving up 4. 2 home runs, a 3-run home run to Mike Trout, and Marte hitting one.
And solidly struck. That'll be extra bases. See it out of the box hard. There's already. Ooh, that's close. Cano was ready to whip it around the infield. Second base umpire is Ramon De Jesus. '13th double for Petit. He just got in there.
I don't know. It looks like he might have got him. Robbie tags him high. But it looks like that glove gets.
Good call. Good call.
Yeah, he got him. You never like to see your fielders reach to make the tag. You let that runner come slide right into your glove. But right here, Robbie does apply that tag on the upper part, just under the knee.
Right before the foot touches.
Before that foot gets there.
This is a good look right here.
See, if he just drops right in front of the bag, he gets him easily.
He got him.
But it made it just a little bit closer.
Out. Got him. Heredia. Credit to him. Good hustle. Great throw. Fine tag. Cano. Base hit, thrown out 7-4. Nice job by Heredia.
And there's some of that athleticism that we heard Jerry DiPoto talking about there. Heredia got over to that ball very quickly, cut it off, and got off to a strong throw to Robinson Cano.
Ball one to Escobar, walking a base hit tonight.
Dave, this is a ballpark you need to have guys who can cover ground. If you don't, it's going to hurt you very quickly. You're going to find out just how little ground you can cover.
Marte, strong throw to get Escobar. 2 down. He played that hop very nicely. 2 outs. On the road traveling and want to watch your Mariners? Well, subscribe to MLB.TV Premium for live or on-demand baseball on over 400 devices. Real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking, and more. Blackout and other restrictions, they do apply. Visit Mariners.com for details. Quick 2 outs. Cole Calhoun as we come to you above the A at Safeco Field. Dave Sims, Dave Valley has a fly ball left field, and Miranda's going to get through this inning nicely thanks to this man right here, Guillermo Heredia, throwing out Petit. And talking to Raymond De Jesus, I think we got him. We're going to take a look at this one. We'll challenge. Mariners lead at 10-4. And he was right. Difference of the game. We take you back to the 35-minute second inning by the Mariners. Oh, they put some wood to the Angels in that frame. 9 runs on 6 hits. 14 men to the plate. Everybody got involved. Marte with a 2-run single. Martin scoring. It was good stuff after the Mariners were down 4-0 after a half an inning. There's Marte down the line. That could be interesting. And no, it goes foul. Could have been extra bases for him for sure.
That bottom of the second was so needed by the Mariners. After giving up those 4 runs in the top of the first, you weren't feeling real good. Coming off a tough road trip. Great to see them come back and fight. Really turning things around here at home. Coming into today, 36-28 here at home this season.
Chacin 0-2 here to Marte. Puts it in play to the second baseman Petit. To that point, Val, the Mariners in their last, 8 games were outscored 49-24. So they needed it in a major way. Don't forget, stick around after the game. Mariners postgame presented by Delta Airlines comes your way. Angie Mentink and Bill Kruger. Jen Mueller will have postgame reacts. The Mariners in the process staying in front of Mike Scioscia's Angels, trying to break a 5-game losing streak. Top of the order, Ben Gamble, his 4th plate appearance. Good looking box score. Got to get Cruz involved. Dale Lee, a couple of singles. Get Seager to join the party. And Gamble's done some work here. See if he can get his first Mariner hit. And he can hear him, so you got to get there. Gamble down the line hard. So warming up Cody Edge.
Yeah, Chacin already with 65 pitches here this evening after coming in for Oberholzer.
Here's Heredia. Breaking ball for a strike. RBI double. Fielder's choice RBI and a strikeout. Threw out Petit, so he's had a nice night. Chacin came on in the second inning. Up the middle, base hit. Second hit for Heredia. And again, Val, good two-strike hitting.
Yeah, we've seen that's one thing that the Mariners have really improved on this season is that two-strike approach. They go back to try to battle, hit the ball back up through the middle, and right here Heredia, who the Angels are playing straight up, finds a big hole right through the center of the infield.
His first inning double came on a 1-2 pitch. There's Robbie Cano, 1 for 3. Base hit, run scored, second inning. Extended his hitting streak to 6 ball games. Players only meeting before the game. Robbie did all the talking. Don't always get 10-run explosions after players only meeting, Val, but certainly it has worked here tonight.
Well, there are times when it is absolutely necessary. It's good to see Robbie taking the kind of the bull by the horns in that situation, showing that leadership, calming guys down, trying to bring everybody into a unified fashion.
Taken outside.
Chacin now with 71 pitches here in the bottom of the 5th.
Two and 1 to Cano. 10 runs on 9 hits for the Mariners. Stranded 4 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for the Angels. 2-1 pitch. Line drive, base hit, right field. Another sharply hit single by Robinson Cano.
Yeah, this one's hit even harder than his first one. A little bit better pitch for Robbie, right down the middle, out over the plate. He laces this one out there to right field. Hit so hard already, can't go first to third.
See if Mr. Cruz can join the hit party. Strikeout looking, ground out to second, strikeout swinging. That base hit the 10th of the night for the Mariners. Good looking scoreboard up there, the big board, Mariner Vision. 10 runs on 10 hits. One out to Nelly. Popped it up. Crone giving chase, no play. Good to have Cruz back in the lineup this last couple of days. Nerve problem affecting his left hand. Time granted. Texas beat Houston 10-8. Austin leads at Oakland 8-2. Baltimore shut out the Yankees 8-0 in Baltimore. Detroit rallied to win at KC 7-6. 2-1 the count here to Cruz. Cleveland leaders in the Central, 6-2 win at home against Miami. Here's the 2-1 to Cruz. 2 out, 2 on.
Well, what certainly makes it fun here, Dave, in the month of September is to look up the out-of-town scoreboard and start to see exactly where your team is gaining some ground. Good to see the Yankees losing here tonight.
Deuce is wild again here for the Mariners. 2-2 pitch, 2 out, 2 on. Simmons, crazy high. He throws out as Crone. Wow, he just hung on to the bag. Mariners strand 2. We've played 5. It's 10-4 Mariners.
How about a little hashtag where I root, presented by Alaska Airlines? And remember, when you send us your photos, you are giving us permission to use them on the air. That is the goal, after all, right? Nick Lemke taking the real Ken Griffey Jr. bobblehead version anyway, with him on a hike to Rainier. Danny looking for some good wood like the Mariners had earlier in this game, cheering his ball club on. Stay safe up there, Danny. And Lorenz down in Cali today at Universal Studios, representing his favorite baseball team. Back upstairs to the guys.
Tom, good to have you with us. Thank you so much. 10-4 lead for the Mariners. Mike Trout, Albert Pujols, C.J. Crone. 6th inning. And again, the decals and wristbands. Major League Baseball raising awareness for childhood cancer. Childhood Cancer Awareness Day. Trout, what else is new? Did damage first inning, 3-run homer, since then a walk. 1-2.
He's hit a lot of first at-bat home runs against the Mariners.
Unreal. Carlos Beltran hit a first at-bat homer on Monday. Nick Vincent heating up. Here's a 2-2. It's blocked by Zunino. Jose Abreu, first inning homer on Saturday. To your point, it has been a disturbing recent trend. Home run Gary Sanchez, first inning for the Yankees. Boy, good call though. Sanchez again. That's right. He did that back-to-back. That's a lot, man.
You know, never a good way to start a ball game.
No. Especially 3 Red Jacks. 3-2 to Trout. Walking. Third walk issued by Miranda. Gave up 4 runs on 3 hits in the first inning. Since then, no runs, 2 hits. Got Mr. Pujols here. He's got 586 career home runs, tied with the great Frank Robinson, tied for 9th all time. Strike 1. So Nick Vincent heating up, and hopefully Miranda can get through the desired 6th inning here this evening.
That's something the Mariners starters have had a hard time doing. It certainly didn't look like he'd be out there here in the 6th inning after that first inning.
He would have had tough money getting him to the 2nd the way things started. All in 2 strikes. Ten runs on 10 hits for the Mariners. 4 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for the Yankees. 1-2. Marte going to give way to Martins, coming in hard. And there's 1 down. Bring up C.J. Cron. 1 out, 1 on. Did a nice job hanging on to the bag here. To retired Cruz and the Mariners in the 5th. Struck out on a 3-2 pitch and a 1-2 pitch. Dig by Zunino, 1-1. Stoudemire. Mel Jr. got to like what he's seen. The young man has turned things around after the Rocky first. Mike Z saves him again. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Mike Zunino, by blocking that, keeps the double play in order. Throwing a good man for 2.
It's hit pretty well. Gamble going back, but he has it measured. 2 away. September is Hispanic Heritage Month, and the Mariners and MLB are celebrating the many ways Latinos put on an accent on baseball. Share how you put an accent on the game with hashtag Ponle Acento. Hispanic Heritage Month. Good idea, given we got about 35–40% Hispanics in Major League Baseball right now. It's a good number. As that one gets through Zunino, advancing, it's Trout. Be a wild pitch.
You mentioned all the Latin players in the major leagues at this point in time, and it's been due in large part to the investment of Major League Baseball teams and academies down in the Dominican Republic, Venezuela. I was just recently down at the Mariner complex a couple of weeks ago. Beautiful complex that they built there to develop all those young talent that they're signed.
J.O. Lee, he's going to play. Inning over. Good job, Miranda. Gets through 6. Got a lot of help too. Coming up, Kyle Seager, J.O. Lee, and Leonis Martin. Cody Iggy takes over for the Angels. And his first hitter is Kyle Seager. 10-4. Mariners ground ball. Backhanded by Crone. Iggy covers. One away.
Iggy's been in 5 games. He's got an ERA of 12. He's only pitched 3 innings, 2 strikeouts to 2 walks. Opponent's hitting .571 off the left-hander. Got a little bit of a cross delivery, little slinger.
Dale Lee's had a nice night. Knocked in 2 for 3. Takes a strike. Cody Iggy, 6'1", 190 out of Sioux City, Iowa. Went to the University of Louisville. He's a Cardinal drafted by the Rangers, 15th round in the 2013 amateur draft. Angels got him off of waivers from the Marlins on August 12th. Last year at the trade deadline, he went from the Rangers to Miami. That was in the Sam Dyson deal. 0-2 to Deo. Simmons throws out lead 2-0. Dave, this has been crazy. Dave Sims, Dave Valley with you. Big Flowers with the night off, and 4 runs by the Angels in the top of the first. Mariners come back with 1 in the bottom, then 9 in the second. 14 men to the plate for the Mariners, 35 minutes. And then since then, offensively, it's been a massive shutdown.
Complete opposite. As you mentioned, Mike Trout starting this scoring off with a 3-run home run. The last 3 innings seem like they're flying by, Dave.
There's Martin. 14 homers on the season, 11 in the first half, just 3 here in the second half of the season. Had a hard base hit to right in the fourth. Swooping breaking ball 0-2. Martinez walked twice, scored twice. 1 for 1. Reaches out, popped it up. Crone making the call. Easy inning. Cody Ege. 1, 2, 3, 6. Nick Vincent will take over when we get back. By Jack in the Box. Taste the all-new Jack's Brewhouse Bacon Burger today at Jack in the Box. Limited time only at participating restaurants. And by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. Held every Labor Day weekend. The Walla Walla Frontier Days features all of your fair favorites of Midway, Demolition Derby, Rodeo, and nightly musical acts. Look at that baby on the right. Is that the one you wanted, Dave Valley? Holy.
No, my nightmare was on the Cup and Saucer down at Enchanted Village down over there by Wild Waves.
Ooh-wee, that thing's flying on the right.
Oh, my goodness. I can't even look. I can't look.
Wow. All right, well, let's turn our attention to Miranda, who had a rocky start and a good finish.
Yeah, we talked about him starting to pitch early in the count and have that command. But he ended up scoring 4 runs in the first, but then he settled down. He started locating his pitches, his breaking ball. Started to have much sharper action and got a lot of swings and misses from the Angels. Good bounce back and adjustments made by the young left-hander. He ended up going 6 innings. Second time he's done that. 5 hits, 4 earned runs, 3 walks. Still like to see that walk column get a little bit lower. Nick Vincent takes over. He's appeared in 47 games, 14 holes, ERA at 3.83. He's given up 9 home runs, and the opponents are hitting .225 off of the right-hander.
I want to go back to Miranda for a second. You know, in those 41 pitches first inning, 12 foul balls. He was able to survive it.
Yeah, the first at bat against Escobar kind of set the tone for that inning. You're thinking, gosh, 41 pitches, first inning.
9 pitch at AB to Escobar.
Didn't look like he was going to get anywhere near the 6th inning, but As we said, made some adjustments very quickly.
And a 9-run second inning sure helps.
Took off a little bit of the pressure.
Yeah, it did. Man, home plate umpire David Rackley didn't need help from Alfonso Marquez. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Simmons, strikeout. And grounded out. Arizona Rookie League Mariners defeat the Angels. Game 2, win championship. Very nicely done. Way to go, boys.
Congratulations. Nothing like building a culture of winning. Championship-minded young players as they start to come through each level of your minor league system.
Simmons fouls one off.
Tip your hat to guys like Tom McNamara, who've been scouting the amateur draft for many, many years. Starting to see the fruit of all that hard work.
Andrew Bailey, just acquired by the Angels. Heating up. Yeah, you're right. Culture of winning. Start them young. 2-2. Cano calling everybody off. One down. Hey, this September, join the Mariners in Major League Baseball in the fight against pediatric cancer. Log on to MLBcommunity.org to learn more. There's Jed Bandy, catcher, 0 for 2, fly to right and a strikeout. Ground ball, Marte. 2 away. 6:10 start time tomorrow. Lexus pitching matchup brings us Tyler Skaggs, yet another left-hander. It goes against Taijuan Walker. Great to see Taijuan. So get the kind of offensive support Miranda got tonight. I thought he did a nice job last week in Chicago. Taijuan 2-1, a 5.48 ERA career against these Angels.
It's certainly good to see him go deep into that ball game also.
Yeah.
If the M's continue to climb up this ladder in this race, they're going to need that starting rotation to stay healthy.
Gotta have it.
And get deep into ball games.
Caleb Coward pinch hitting. Vincent throwing strikes. Quick 2 outs here in the 7th, and he's ahead 0-2. Struck him out. Nick Vincent out of the pen. 1-2-3 in the 7th. Beauty. 10-4 Mariners. Take me out to the convenience store. Take me out to the crowd of other Washington lottery players. Buy me some lottery tickets and imagine what would happen if you won. You ride a mechanical bull like young Helen
or buy
did.
one.
Yeah. What was the girl's name? I'm blanking.
Oh.
That she starred with Travolta in Urban Cowboy.
Oh,
I can see her. I can't think of her name right now. But nice job there by Helen. Coward stays in the game, second base. And the new pitcher is Andrew Bailey. Bailey just released recently by the Phillies. Rookie of the Year with the A's back in '09.
Angels have picked up a couple of guys who had just recently been released. Oberholzer, now Bailey. He's pitched in 33 ball games, 3-1 record, ERA of 6.40.
Both Oberholzer and Bailey were with the Phillies. Mike Zunino, first hitter. Zunino walk, RBI single to left, and a strikeout.
Take a look at what the Angels have been through this season. They've used 13 starting pitchers, 19 different starting left fielders.
And Evan Scribner heating up for the Mariners, just off the disabled list, one-time A and San Diego Padre. There's another big league pop-up by Zunino. Cruz for the out. So one away. Another Coors Light Silver Bullet Saturday is this weekend. First 400 fans 21 and older in the pen during early happy hour receive a Silver Bullet Saturday t-shirt and extended happy hour pricing until first pitch. Bailey out of the greater Philadelphia area. Haddonfield, New Jersey, went to college at Wagner College in Staten Island, New York. There's Marte. Driven in 3. Nice night. Bailey hasn't been able to stay healthy. Broke in with the A's, as we mentioned, '09. Rookie of the Year, went 6-3 with a 1.84, 26 saves. Followed that up with 25 saves, then 24 saves, and then injuries have come along. Boston stopped there, Yankees and Phillies.
You take a look at it, somebody like Bailey in his career. So many things have to go right. You have to stay healthy to have a career that you're going to play in the big leagues for 10 years or more. You can have the talent, but you've got to stay healthy.
He's 3-0 to Marte. Ben Gamel been productive tonight in his Mariner debut. There's a strike, 3-1. Mariners with a run in the first, 9 in the second. 14 men to the plate. 9 runs on 6 hits. Mariners, as you know, for most of the season have done damage with home runs. Not the case tonight. Bailey 3-1. Full count now. Marte looking for a strong finish here in September. Mariners starting today 4 out with the second wild card spot. 3-2. Foul off. Bailey signed with the Yankees last November. And he signed with the Phillies in December. Released by the Phillies August 6th. Angels picked him up August 13th. Marte trying to get aboard. Simmons. Right there, just got him. Good hustle by Marte. Let's take a look at our Delta Airlines keep climbing standings. The Mariners, if they hold on to win, will be at 4. Red Sox could go to +2. And they're up big in their contest this evening. Boston 12-2 at Oakland in the 7th. Breaking ball to Gamble. Ball 1. Ben Gamble, 1 for 8 with the Yankees in 6 games. Taking on 7-year veteran Andrew Bailey. 2-0 pitch. 2-1.
Well, the young man likes his gum.
Working hard. Just dawned on me, he looks like a young, you know the actor Treat Williams? He looks like a younger version. Got the same eyes, same face, very similar look.
Yeah, I can see that. It's a good call. I like the way he just looks in that batter's box. Looks very hitterish. Looks like he has a really good understanding of what he wants to do up there.
Seen a lot of pitches tonight.
Yes, he has.
Walked the first 2 times up, second time drove in a run. There's already, he's had a nice night. 2 hits, 2 runs batted in.
Great throw at second base. The nail runner trying to stretch it into a double.
I owe him one. I underestimated him on that throw. 3-2 pitch. Foul off. Real athletic Mariner outfield tonight with Heredia in left, Martin in center, Gamble in right field. Two out, 3-2 pitch. He's got to make it. Let's see. Safe. Let's have the good wheels. 2 out. As we check out the Big Fish Casino, big catch. I was talking about Io Heredia one. I underestimated him right here. It looked like it was going to be a sure double. And look at this throw. And a good tag by Robbie to get the tee.
Yeah, the big key was him cutting it off before it got out towards the warning track. But as he spins and throws, it is right on the money, all the way in the air. Robbie puts up a high tag, but still gets it before his foot gets in the bag.
Got the quick hands. Strikeout, wild pitch. Gamble at first, 2 down. Strike 1 to Heredia. A 1. Trying to keep the 7th inning alive. A 1-1 pitch. Inside. Seems Heredia's guy is very discerning at the plate too.
He's shown some good patience here this evening. His first at bat, he was 1-2 before he ripped that double down the left field line.
Good shape here, 2-1. Take it 3-1.
Before the season, his on-base percentage is just .281. You certainly would like to see that increase.
Robbie Cano on deck. Cano's going to get a chance swinging against Andrew Bailey. Bailey gets 2 quick outs and then goes strikeout, wild pitch, and now a walk. Charles Nagy and an earful from Mike Scioscia. Falling down to the pen one more time. Angels 12th in ERA this year. Cano's hit the ball hard twice tonight. 2 for 4. Get up. Deolis Guerra, we saw him down in Anaheim last week. 7th playing behind the bag. Gamble at second, Heredia at first. Good speed out there for the Mariners. Cano trying to get to Andrew Bailey here. 0-1 pitch. 0-2.
Robbie not liking either of those pitches. First one in a little bit, and that last one just painting the down and away corner.
So Evan Scribner is going to take over, make his Mariner debut. Oh, 2 pitch in the dirt. Ben Gamble, he's at second. And Guillermo Heredia at first, 2 down. Mariners 1 run in the first, 9 in the second. Eagles got their 4 runs first inning. There's been no scoring after that big 9-run bottom 2. One to 2 to Cano. Right center field. It's hanging out. Trout on the scene. Mariners strand 2. We've played 7. Evan Scribner, Mariner debut, moments away. Here this evening, Safeco Field, the Mariners back home, and the fun continues. Following the Mariners and Angels matchup on Sunday at 1:10, that's because all youngsters, you're invited to circle the diamond as part of Run Around the Bases presented by KeyBank. Pick up tickets for the entire family right now at Mariners.com. Well, it's September. A lot of moves going to be made. Here's some of the moves made here today. Ben Gamel added to the Major League roster, acquired from the Yankee organization a few days ago. Jesus Sucre recalled from Tacoma. His wife's giving birth to a child tonight. Hopefully we'll see him in the next couple of days. And then Evan Scribner, a veteran pitcher, a right-hander, about to make his Mariner debut. He was activated from the DL. He'd been out for a long time, dating back to back in March. A strained right lat muscle, and transferred to the 60-day disabled list. Made 8 rehab appearances at A-ball, AA, and AAA.
Yeah, Scribner re-injured a right lat muscle that he hurt last September. He occurred earlier in this season. This young man's a strike thrower. Last year with the Oakland A's, had 64 strikeouts and only 4 walks.
And big thanks to Angie Mentic of Root Sports for reminding us that it was Deborah Winger who co-starred.
Oh.
Urban Cowboy. I had her face.
Officer and a Gentleman.
Officer and a Gentleman.
Yeah.
I could not recall the name.
Angie's good at stuff like that.
Thank you, Ange. Scribner, parts of 5 big league seasons with San Diego, Oakland. 5-2 record, a 4.21 ERA. He's got Escobar, the leadoff man. Center field. Martin has it under control. 1 away.
And now that you mentioned Angie, I just want you to know too, she can hit a golf ball.
She was at your event yesterday?
She was. And the group was very happy because she was hitting from the ladies' tees.
Sure.
And she hits it longer than most guys. You got to remember, she was a Hall of Fame softball player.
Absolutely.
At UW, played for the Silver Bullets.
Kudos.
Quite an athlete.
Here's Cole Calhoun. Scribner's got to be absolutely thrilled to finally, here it is on September 2nd, to be back in the big leagues.
It's a long season, battling through the DL. You kind of feel like you're in anonymity. You're not really a part of anything. You're not able to help your teammates. You go into the locker room, you're doing your rehab, just trying to get healthy to be able to get out there and compete again. So yes, I'm sure he is absolutely thrilled.
A great number last year, 16-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio, led all major league relievers.
Features a fastball, slider, and curveball. That last one was a big humpback curve. And we saw how important it is to have relievers who come in and throw strikes, as Chacin struggled in that second inning there.
Mariners chased the left-hander, Brett Overholt, who started. Got him out of there, but quick. Overholt's here went 1 inning, 3 hits, 5 runs, all earned. Chacin came in, went 4 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, all earned. Higgy and Bailey shut out the Mariners. 1-2 pitch. Another opportunity for Martin. Saw it all the way, ran it down, 2 outs. Boy, he's a pleasure to watch from our vantage point, because we can see when he makes the adjustment, makes the turn. It's very impressive. Hey, coming up this fall, here on Root Sports, it's Beacon Plumbing High School football. Starts tonight with a cross-state showdown. The Gonzaga Prep Bullpups versus the Eastside Catholic Crusaders. So don't miss all the action this season on Root Sports. That game's going to finish after the Mariners postgame show. It's brought to you by Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical. Stop freaking, call Beacon. Here's Mike Trout. 3-run homer from Mike since then. He's walked twice. The oldest Garrett will be the next Angels pitcher. One. Could not check a swing.
It's one of the things that make Leonys Martin so special. Watch, you can see his back. He has his back completely to the ball. He knows exactly where that ball is going to end up, runs full speed, and settles underneath it. Not a lot of guys can do a full turn away from the ball, turn around, pick it up, and make the play.
Nice hop. Throw out Mike Trout. Welcome back, Evan Scribner. Your Mariner debut. A great one. A 1-2-3-8, 10-4 Mariners.
About a little more hashtag where I root, presented by Alaska Airlines. All right, up first, Derek Briggs. Took 3.5 years, but he finally finished that nice piece of art of one King Felix Hernandez. Nicely done, Derek. And now we take you outdoors to the Crazies. Apparently this is northern Montana, Rocky Mountains, fairly close to Bozeman. Repping the M's out in the wilderness. Nicely done. Let's send it back to the Daves upstairs.
All right, Tommy, thank you very much. And look who we found. All right. Shannon Love celebrating his 60th birthday with 15 or 20 of friends. Seattle super fan with the great hat. And what a jacket. Nelly rides one. Deep break center field. Slicing away. Boom. Stick baby. Home run Nelson Cruz is 33rd. RBI number 80. Now he gets on the hit parade.
Yeah, it certainly is a sight for sore eyes right there. Exactly what the Mariners need is a hot Nelson Cruz throughout the month of September. This guy has just so much power. This pitch is up and away. Nelly lets it travel back, takes a nice smooth swing, and there was never a doubt. You could tell by the sound of the crack. Oh, that's a beautiful sound.
Woo. Nelly's first home run since August 22nd against the Yankees. Take a listen. Love the sound. We're going to have to encourage the boys down in video. Put all the sound of his 33 home runs. Ooh. And I bet 29 of them sound exactly like that.
It'd Be nice to hear about 15 more of them through this month.
Oh, amen.
But that's what you miss when you don't have him in that lineup.
Yeah.
You know, there's such a huge hole that he fills, and when he's not there, it's just difficult to find that production.
You know, he's always looming. At some point, you know, they get things moving and they keep handing the, you know, the lineup keeps turning over. He's going to get his chances. 2-1 to Seager. Kyle tonight's fly to right, intentionally walked and scored, and a couple of groundouts. The 11-4 Mariners. Mike Scioscia's ball club came in hot. Mariners came in not so hot. Angels had won 5 in a row. Mariners had lost 5 consecutive games. 2-2 to Kyle. Smoked into the gap. Cut off by Seager. I mean, cut off by Trout, and Seager's aboard. Good job by Kyle. And make your voice heard. Nominate your favorite plays of the week by tweeting us using the hashtag RootFanFave. Watch the Mariners pregame show every Sunday to find out the top 5 fan favorite plays of the week. Plus, each month, one lucky fan's going to win a Coors Light Refreshrator just for participating. For official rules, go to rootsports.com. So 11 runs on the board by the Mariners. Their most runs since winning at Toronto 14-5 back on July 23rd. Lead. 2 hits tonight, 2 RBIs tonight.
Yeah, both of those signals are to right field. Something we saw Dehu do a lot in the early part of the season when he was swinging the bat really well. So that's a good sign for him going forward.
Two to Dale. Nobody warming for the Mariners. It looks like Scribner will get a chance to close it out in the 9th.
Well, he looked really good, didn't he?
Yeah, I liked it. 0-2. Look forward to talking to him because it must have been murder to get to this point. A lot of hard work put in to get back, and the Mariners have retooled their bullpen a couple of times. It's a nice addition.
There's always something about overcoming adversity throughout your career. Very few guys who spend a lot of time in the major leagues don't have to deal with adversity. It kind of comes with the territory. When you're asking your body to do so much and compete day in and day out. But it's great to see that young man come back.
Got a New Milford, Connecticut. 2-2. Did not go. Deo's worked the full count. Runs on 12 hits for the Mariners. 4 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for the Angels. 3-2. Do it again.
Guerra's got that big straight change coming in low 80s.
Here we go, 3-2. Dale, base hit, his 3rd tonight. Big man's on a rampage. 3 for 5.
Ayo turns around his 91-mile-an-hour fastball and rips it through the left side. Hit number 3 for the big man.
Man, that's a roll in there. 8 for his last 14. Edgar got to like that. Edgar took a foul ball off the front of his nose. You know, they're doing that screen drill. The ball ricocheted off the pole and caught him. We were waiting for Scout Services news conference. All of a sudden we see Cano running in. This ball driven deep to left center field. And it's going to turn around the left fielder Marte, but he's able to hang with it and make the play. And ran down and got some towels and got Edgar back in there. I said, you look like you took a shot from Odor.
Who said coaching wasn't dangerous? I'll tell you what, you get big league hitters. You're doing that ball toss drill. You're only, sometimes 5-6 feet away.
Right.
In some of the cages that the ballparks provide for the opposing teams. And you always make sure that there's no holes in those nets.
Here.
Because, you get Nelson Cruz and Dejo Lee hitting balls 5 feet away from you. It can rip right through it and still bite you. Good to see Poppy's okay.
1 out. Couple of men aboard for Mike Zunino. Mike has an RBI single on the board. That was in that tremendous second inning. He was one of 14 hitters to the plate. He got up twice, walked and scored, singled and drove in a run. Now we're going to see Archimedes Caminero. Looks like he'll finish out the ninth. Mike pulled it way foul. What do you think of Mike's? They weren't teammates. I think they might have been at Florida at the same time for maybe a year. But Tim Tebow, you watched his video the other day. What did you think?
I did. It's we were talking earlier. It's a long way from the Arizona league to the big leagues. But to think that as somebody at the age of 29 or 30 who hasn't played in over a decade can make it.
That might have left the button. Let me before you finish.
Did that leave the building?
It would have had the roof not been on. I think it would have left the building. He ended up in the lights.
Mike's got a couple of miles of pop-ups today, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
But going back to Tebow, 10 years he hasn't played. Go for it if you think you can. Who cares what people believe in you or not? He believes in himself, so go out there, lay it all out, see if you get an opportunity, go out and play. He'll know pretty quickly whether he feels like he's going to be able to compete out there. So I tip my hat to him that he has the courage to go out and fail or succeed, but you'll never know until you go out and do it.
2-2 to Mike. 2 on, 1 out. A run in on Nelson Cruz, leadoff homer here in the 8th.
I remember back in the 80s, the NFL went on strike. And Kurt Warner, the great running back for the Seattle Seahawks, was in the Ring of Honor. Kurt, Harold Reynolds, and I were spending a lot of time together. And we talked Kurt into starting to take some batting practice. He hadn't played in a long time. He had unbelievable bat speed.
Is that right?
Unbelievable. Great golf. He was golfing, so he had that swing path.
Sure.
And we were trying to convince him, hey, if the NFL stays on strike, brother, you need to go play some baseball.
Yeah. 3-2 to Mike Zunino. Struck him out. 2 down. Guerra, his first strikeout. Marte. 3 RBI night for him. 2 hits. 2 for 4. Four Mariners, 2 down, 2 on. Strike 1.
Good to see Cattell have a good evening here tonight with a couple of knocks and some ribbies. As tough as that road trip was for this team to get things turned around. This is a great start on your opening night in a homestand. That's going to be so important.
Oh, it's critical, no doubt about it.
Three here with the Angels and then 4 with the Texas Rangers. Hopefully they can return the favor and sweep the Rangers here in Seattle.
1-1. Ball and 2 strikes. A 1-6 road trip. We talk about it all the time. You played a long time. Mike talks about it all the time. The ability of a baseball player to put it behind you. You know,
right.
You mourn for a couple hours or whatever after the game, and guess what? We get another one tomorrow.
You know, there's a great line. It says, "Forgetting the things that lie behind, I press on towards what lies ahead." And it's the rest of the season.
There we go. Attaboy. Nelson Cruz, good to have him back in the fold. Been out the last 3 days with a bad hand. Tell you what, we should all have a bad hand and kill a baseball the way he just did it.
Spring training strong.
Airlines will look at game 1 of this 3-game series, run by run. We'll find out how Bill did on his keys to the game, and we'll get you inside the clubhouse for post-game reaction. All that and more coming your way on Mariners Post-Game, presented by Delta Airlines. Back to Dave and Dave.
All right, Tom, thank you very much. Heck of a ball game by the Mariners. They love the response. Down 4-0 early. They come back with a run in the first, 9 in the second. And Nelson Cruz just added another one, and Archimedes Caminero in for the close.
Caminero's appeared in 52 ball games. He's got 8 holes and an ERA of 3.60, 43 strikeouts and 25 walks, and opponents are hitting .286 off the hard-throwing right-hander. He'll have his work cut out for him. He's going to be facing Albert Pujols and Mr. Crone.
Oh, here we go. Albert 0 for 3 tonight.
Pujols with 103 RBIs. He's just the 5th player with 13 seasons of 100 RBIs.
Wonderful consistency.
Another 4 pretty strong names in the game of baseball: Babe Ruth, Jimmy Fox, Lou Gehrig, and Alex Rodriguez.
The other part of our story tonight, Ariel Miranda, after getting rocked in the first inning, gives the Mariners 6 innings of work. 6 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. There's a 2-1. The other way through a wide open right side, base hit for Pujols. 2-1 pitch.
Dave, I don't think there was a person in this ballpark after that first inning that would have thought that Miranda could have made it to the 6th inning here tonight.
You'd bet the other side he'd have been a big winner. That's simple. Did not look good. Pujols with his first hit tonight brings up C.J. Crone, to strike out twice and fly to right. Pinch runner. And it's Nick Buss. There's Nick.
Let's see if Mr. Caminero can induce another double play. The Angels leading the major leagues with 127 double plays this season.
There's a strike. Yes, indeed. 11-4 to lead. That hit by Pujols, just the 6th tonight by the Angels. Back to even at 2-2.
98 miles an hour right on the knees.
Pass Zanino. Moving to second is Nick Buss.
And as you watch Caminero, you just see that incredible life on his fastball. But sometimes he has a little bit of a difficulty repeating that release point.
Wild pitch gets Buss to second. 3-2 here to C.J. Crone. Off the middle, base hit. Now hold. Buss up at third. Brings up Jeffrey Marte. Marte with a laser shot home run left field. Couldn't have been more than what, 20 feet off the ground, right, Val?
Yeah, I was anticipating it hitting off the wall out there, but it got about 10-15 feet above the wall.
107 exit velocity. It's hit hard. Here's a strike.
Marte's 12th home run of the season.
Needs to get a little sharper. Runners at the corners, nobody out. Double play depth up the middle. Seager, they'll go right in the horn here. 2 down, run scores.
There's the double play I was looking for.
That's some smooth operation. Seager, Cano, Deoli.
Second double play of the night for the Mariners. They're looking to close this one out.
Andrelton Simmons, shortstop. Strike one. Not a big crowd, but they certainly have been entertained here tonight. 16,775. .101 from Caminero. strike 1 and 2. Back away from shutting the door here.
A couple of pitches right there. Looked like they may have been down. Caminero ends up getting him called for strikes.
A 1-2 pitch from Caminero to Simmons. At the end of the bat. Ball and 2 strikes. Caminero trying to put it into it. The pitch. Bouncing ball, Seager off his glove into left field.
This ball takes a short hop on that last bounce. Right by Kyle Seager. Not an easy chance for the third baseman.
Not at all. Base hit.
Well, had a lot of topspin.
Check that. They change it to an E5.
That's wrong. They need to change that back to a base hit.
Tough error. Tough error. Juan Gratterall came on to catch, replacing Jet Bandy, his first big league at bat.
Another 100-mile-an-hour pitch from Caminero.
Rip to left. One hop off the fence. Heredia chases it down. They're going to wave. Running all the way around that Simmons scoring. Gratterall in his first big league at bat gets an RBI double. Caminero can't put a close on it.
Andrelton Simmons carrying the mail all the way from first base. It's a nice way to start your big league career right there. An RBI double. Big high leg kick, and he just turns around this fastball from Caminero.
11-6 ball game.
Ball already has been retrieved.
6-man to the plate. His little dunk shot. They'll hold Gratterall. That's a lot more than Scott Service bargained for when he brought in Caminero. Double play. It's a good thing he got the double play. Mel Stottlemyre Jr. hustling out. 1, 2, 3, 4th hit.
Game like this one where we've seen some good baseball and some bad baseball. You're just hoping you can get a 1, 2, 3 inning out of your relievers. And relievers have been struggling. Coming into tonight's ball game, 12 earned runs over the last 7 innings. It's an ERA of 15.43.
Dan Altavilla. I'm sure 5 minutes ago the last thing on his mind is that he'd be warming up to possibly coming to this ball game, but that's where we are right now. 11-6. Good hitter in Escobar, leadoff man. Zunino, fabulous play to keep that going to the backstop.
Not an easy play for a catcher. You got someone who's throwing anywhere from 95 to 101. You're set up on the inside, and he just holds on to it a little bit too long.
Never having a tough one here, not building a case for future gigs in the month of September. 2-0. 2-1.
Another pitch right there, a little bit down out of the zone. He gets the call a strike.
count. The skipper's jaw tightening just a little bit. Three-one. Brother Walker. And here comes Scott Service to get Caminero. Dan Altavilla going to make his Safeco Field debut. When we come back, as Caminero can't get it done, facing 7 men here in the 9th. Bases loaded. 11-6 Mariners are coming up this fall in Root Sports. Beacon Plumbing High School football starts tonight after Mariners postgame with a cross-state showdown. Gonzaga Prep Bullpups versus the Eastside Catholic Crusaders. Catch all the action this season right here in Root Sports. Brought to you by Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical. Stop freaking. Call Beacon. Dan Altavilla making his Safeco Field debut. Dicey situation. Mariners 11-5, and Trout's on deck after Cole Calhoun if he doesn't get him.
There'd be a lot of people freaking, right?
They had to get up Edwin Diaz
this
because
is the
Trout's
last
on
thing
deck.
you wanted to do.
Oh, farthest thing from your mind starting this inning.
Not a comfortable evening for the manager in the dugout.
Not at all. 8th man to the plate here in the 9th inning. What an up and down game this has been. 2 outs, bases loaded. Good hitter Cole Calhoun. He tried to make it an 11-10 ball game. Altavilla rushing it up there at 98. Calhoun 1 for 4.
Danny with that good 2-seam fastball, runs away from Calhoun. Tight slider.
Barrel, Coward, and Escobar, the base runners.
Yahoo! 56. Oh!
Things hit hard back up right below us. 0-2. Mike Trout's on deck. 2 down. Top 9. Mariners 11-6.
Calhoun stepping up to the plate. He wasn't looking to work a walk.
No.
Came up swinging.
Not playing patty cake. Altavilla just called up. Debuted in Chicago. The 0-2 pitch. Base hit. Good grief. Here comes 2 runs. 11-8 ball game. And Mike Trout coming to the plate.
Well, we'll see if Scott Service comes and gets Mr. Diaz to try to get Trout out here.
How about this?
Little slider that he leaves up. Ball gets in on the hands, breaks his bat. Lee not getting a real good jump over there at first base. Ball gets through the infield, and here comes Service.
Can you say nightmare? 11-8, 2 outs. Trout coming to the plate, the tying run, and I got to bring in Diaz. Service has broken the glass and gone to his closer, Edwin Diaz. Why? Because the best player in baseball is about to come to the plate with 2 men on in an 11-8 Mariner lead.
Yeah, I don't think he had any choice but to bring in his closer, who's appeared in 37 ball games. He's got 11 saves in 12 opportunities. ERA just 2.56. Looking for a punch out here to stop the bleeding.
Trout 1 for 2 against Edwin Diaz. Wow. You just never, ever know. Trout, 3-run homer in the first inning. First pitch from Eddie D. Strike 1.
Kind of surprised Mike Trout wasn't looking. Fastball right there.
Here we go. 0-1 pitch. Did not go. Ball and a strike. Trout, the 9th man to the plate here in the 9th inning, batting with 2 outs, 2 on. Mariners by 3.
Little tight slider. Looks like he may have held up right there, but it was close.
1-1 pitch. He tried to tie it up. Ball and 2 strikes. It has come down to this. Best player in baseball, Mike Trout.
There's that good tight slider in a good location from Edwin Diaz.
Edwin Diaz, as big a moment as he's been in. The 1-2 to Trout. Ball 2.
Trying to come back with that slider 3 times in a row.
Diaz touched up by Rougned Odor in his last appearance on Tuesday with a 2-run 9th inning game-winning homer for Texas 8-7 Rangers. Now trying to hold on here. There's a 2-2 to Mike Trout. Outside, full count. No bargain on deck with Albert Pujols.
Wow, Ickey's Trace was showing a strike right there.
And beg your pardon, I forgot there was. Albert was pulled for pinch runner Nick Buss is on deck. 3-2 from Edwin Diaz to Trout. Fouled off.
Little backup slider right there, middle part of the plate. That's his loop zone too. Mike Trout's a low ball hitter.
Best right-handed low ball hitter in baseball.
See if Edwin Diaz tries to throw a strike fastball across the top of the zone.
Here we go. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runners go. Pitch. Breaking ball hit the center field. Martine's going to put it in his pocket. Breathe easy. Mariners win 11-8. Battle wasn't easy as we thought it was going to be coming in to the 9th inning.
No, it didn't look good here in the beginning of the ball game as the Angels put up 4 spot really quick. They come back in the 9th and put up another 4 spot, and they have the best hitter in the game, Mike Trout, up at the plate with the game on the line, but they got through it.
Pleasure, my man. Good to see you, Val. Mariners in their 5-game losing streak. Angels in their 5-game winning streak. Mariners postgame presented by Delta Airlines starts right now with Angie and Bill.
Guys, thanks so much. Just 3.5 hours for this baseball game, which I'm actually thrilled about because the first couple innings we were actually on pace for a 9-hour baseball game, which would have been difficult. But the Mariners take it 11-8. And Bill, I think that I like this game in the sense that it seems like a microcosm of what's going on right now in the Mariners season overall. They come back here to Safeco Field. They got their backs up against the wall. Things are not going well. That's that first inning, when Mike Trout hits his 3-run home run. The Mariners are behind, but they come back, they fight, and they end up somehow, some way, bend but don't break there in the 9th and win this game.
Well, it's a crazy game, right? And, and the Angels came in hot, and they came out to try to stomp on the Mariners right out of the chute with those 4 runs. But the Mariners have been a good comeback team this year, and they showed it. And they just poured it on. Usually when you put up a 9 spot, you win. They did win, but it was entertaining to the last out when you have to get the best hitter in the game, perhaps, to end the game. Edwin Diaz comes through and gets Mike Trout. But a lot of good offensive nights, some good pitching in the middle, and a big win for the Mariners.
Yeah, and the reality is they just wanted to give Edwin Diaz another save.
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's go down to the field. Ben Gamble gets the call up. He's a left-handed hitter. They got a lefty on the mound. Oh, let's put him in and go ahead and lead him off as well, Jen. Welcome.
Well, those numbers looked pretty good tonight. And Ben, before the game, you told us that you weren't nervous, maybe a little anxious. When did that go away for you?
First ball I got on the field, probably. Just kind of take a deep breath after that and, keep playing.
And getting on base in your first at-bat, how did that help settle you down at the plate?
It definitely helped. Obviously you'd like to go out there and get a hit your first at-bat, but, I did a job, so.
Yeah, but on the next hit, you scored the first run. Were you thinking that you were getting all the way around on that hit?
Yeah, I had a pretty good idea off the bat. I had a good jump, and, you hit a missile down the line. It's tough, so.
I think you had more than a good jump. How much is speed a part of your game?
So I don't really consider myself that fast, but I guess I scored from first, so.
I guess when you almost lose your helmet, that's when I would start calling you fast. Let's go to the second inning where you get another walk. What is it like to be part of that, where you send 14 guys to the plate?
Yeah, there's pretty much 14 quality at bats that inning, and we batted around, so it was awesome to be part of.
All right, I'm going to guess that you are just subduing your enthusiasm. Can you rate your Mariners debut for me? B, I guess. I don't know. A B? I think we'll give you a little bit higher marks than that. We'll let you get inside and celebrate, and we'll get this back out to center field, guys.
All right, Chad, thanks so much. I don't really think of myself as being that fast, not at all. I mean, the strikeout, usually we don't talk or gush about strikeouts, but he struck out. Ball didn't get that far away from Bandy. I mean, maybe 5 or 6 feet, but in the time that it took him to get that, he literally was like 4 or 5 steps, and then he just hit another level to beat that out to first base.
Yeah, he can really run. He's a really nice-looking player. We saw him score from first with ease on the ball. Already hit down the left field corner. That's not normally a place that you're going to score. Maybe score with a close play, but you're not going to score with ease. This guy showed another gear on the bases. Made a nice play on a short ball in right field, and plus his at-bats. 22 pitches he saw tonight. Lots of long counts. Didn't swing at balls, and I think he set the tone for the evening. He was able to create pressure with the walk, which is a good way for a leadoff hitter to do his job, right, Ange?
Absolutely. And again, we love the lefty on lefty violence. You know, the left-handed hitters getting after those left-handed pitchers. No offense, my left-handed friend.
Whatever it takes now, I don't care.
Exactly. Ben was one of 3 September call-ups, if you will. He was really only the young, fresh-faced one out of this bunch. Jesus Sucre was getting the call-up, or got the call-up, but then, of course, his wife went into labor.
Another call.
Exactly. He got a more important phone call. Well said, Bill. And then Evan Scribner, we didn't see him yet in tonight's game, but going back to the nights that Ben Gamel had, getting that guy in the leadoff spot, hits from the left-handed side, and just absolutely flies. But a good eye, and that's what you want to see facing a left-handed pitcher.
Yeah, I just thought he went up there. He had a real clear idea what to do as a leadoff hitter. He didn't swing at balls, and you know he ends up driving in a run with a walk his second time up. I just liked everything. I liked his mannerisms. I liked the way he carried himself. I liked his ABs, the long counts, the 22 pitches. He did a nice job in right field running a ball down. So. Big, it's better than a B. He's being way too modest, and we're grading on the curve. The curve says A.
Yeah, exactly. At the very least, an A-.
Right.
But I mean, it probably a solid A for him. We got to give him room to develop, though. As well.
Okay.
All right. Ketel Marte and the Mariners give the high fives after this. What got interesting again? Edwin Diaz gets the save, so that's the good news. And on top of that, the most important thing, the Mariners win 11-8. We've got more to get to. Hot inside the clubhouse right after this on Mariners Postgame, presented by Delta Airlines.